Hello everybody, how is it going? I am Lucas and today we're going to be checking out an album from the band Shreezers, say that 10 times fast, called Relationship. So the very first track on the album is called Forward, and what you get to this is two guys, two friends, co-workers. They're meeting up. Wait, I take that back. I don't know if they're co-workers. I think they work in the same hotel, or not hotel. I think they're in the same apartment complex or somewhere, and they're going down an elevator and they start talking about life, and they talk about how they were having issues in relationships, and one of them's like kind of more like relationships. More on that later. And they start talking about Shreezers, and it actually introduces you to the band. They've got the singer who sings in different languages. They have a saxophone player. They introduce how the drummer actually screams. So they introduce you to the band, and the guys actually get stuck in the elevator. So then they start listening to the album, and that's where we kick in. And this album is very neat because you have a lot of good guitar work. You have mellow, clean lyrics, and you have some screaming on top of that. And then you have a saxophone. So these guys remind me a lot of Issues. So if you're a fan of Issues, you probably are gonna like Shreezers. Now, they have a ton of guest stars on this album. These guys actually come from Russia, which shocked me because I didn't actually know that at first. The second song, Mystery, has Dimitri from Chakran in there. You have Emoji Queen. That one has Jared Dines in it. Neglect, that's number 9. That one has Aaron Marshall in it. And then number 12 is Maverick, has Aaron Matz in it. So you have a ton of guests on this album. And the songs are all really good. Pretty much almost all of them have this featured saxophone in it. And since the saxophone is such a unique instrument in most prog metal bands, it does have a lot of solos, like solo sections in the album, which is really cool. And sometimes it does come in and it'll follow the lead lines along with the guitars. I wish it would have been used like that more. I wish it would have been included as an it wasn't just been a solo instrument. I find it was used more like 80% solo instrument, maybe 20% rhythm instrument. Would have been nice if it came in on some big chords and layered stuff in the background. But I mean, it is what it is, and having a saxophone in here is very unique. The clean singer, his range isn't terribly high and isn't terribly low. So sometimes, like most of when I was listening to my truck, it was kind of hard for me to hear his vocals against the instruments. It could have been how it was mixed. The vocals are really good. They're not terrible. It's just, I'm just kind of warning you up front. His range he doesn't go super high, so he doesn't kind of like stick out above it. But like I said, that could have also been the mix. The guitar work on here is awesome. You have one of the songs has this instrumental lead at the very beginning of it, which sounds really cool. A lot of the songs are like, they make you do this. They're very happy. And then the last track on the album is called Relationships, which is cool because it's a callback to what they talked about in the forward. This album, it's a very good, nice surprise. It took a little while for them to come out. They released a few singles, but it was definitely worth the wait. It's very fresh. It's very new because there's not a lot of bands that are like this. Like I said, they're kind of like Issues, but saxophone kind of sets them apart a little bit. Overall, this album is fantastic. It's I call these kind of like buffer albums. So if you want to listen to like some like harder type music, but you're with people who don't listen to music, this is a good album for that. They do have a little bit of the screams can kind of put people off like that. They put my wife off. She said she didn't quite understand it, but she only listened to it one time. Overall, I think I'm gonna give this album a 3.5 out of 5. It's very good. It's very fresh, like I said before. Some of the songs kind of got a little copy-pasted. It kind of like got kind of all the same going on. They kind of sounded the same, but they were still good. There's not any really lame songs. There's not even really any bad songs on the album. It's a great debut album for these guys. It's a strong 3.5 out of 5. I'm being kind of tough on it, so don't let that deter you away. Like I said, if you like Issues, if you're a fan of prog metal, if you like saxophone and progressive music, you definitely need to check these guys out. But enough about me. What about you? Do you like this album? Do you hate this album? Do you love to hate it? Let me know in the comments down below. As for me, you're gonna have to be out. Peace.